Hi everyone, thanks for stopping by and seeing what I'm up to. My name is Silkyfeather and you can call me Silky. Please do like, subscribe, and share. And if you don't like what I'm posting, please do write something down below. Check it out, I pierced my nose today. I thought it would be very painful and I didn't even feel it. It's really bizarre actually. Anyway. And I cut my hair, and I'm not letting it down because I really think I'm going to shave it later. Giving myself a crew cut, it's so hot. Anyway, and plus, I've got so much gray growing in. I'd rather just, start off fresh. Really get healthy. Oh, well. Anyway, here's Kevin.
Whoop. Here first, so smash that like button. Hey everyone, Kevin here. I have the latest updates for you on the Republican luncheon that happened today, Donald Trump's press conference that happened right after the Republican luncheon, and obviously all of these things have to do with the next stimulus package, stimulus checks, and the $600 per week stimulus boost. Just remember, you heard it here first, so smash that like button, consider subscribing. I'm so grateful to have you as part of the community. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get into it. Oh, and quick note, some of you have been emailing me and leaving comments asking if you could bundle the real estate investing course with the How to Make Money from Home YouTube course. The answer is yes. Use the coupon code down below. Larry is the coupon code. Buy the YouTube course, and then at the end, after you check out, you get a pop-up for the investing course. It's a good way to do it. Anyway, Donald Trump was just directly asked in his press conference, quote, how much below the $600 are you willing to go? This was in response to how much to extend the unemployment boost, the current $600 per week. Donald Trump said, well, the economy is getting strong. We want to have people go back and want people to want to go back to work, as opposed to being forced into a position where they're making more money than they expect to make. Basically, he's saying he wants people to go to work and not get paid too much to stay home. He says, we're thinking of doing 70% of the amount. The amount would be the same, but doing it in a little bit smaller initial amounts, so that people are going to want to go back to work as opposed to making so much money that they don't have to. We were very generous with that. Alright, let me clear this up, because that was a mess. He went off his script, and that was a totally terribly worded sentence or paragraph. It kind of implies that he's saying 70% of $600, which 10% of $600 is $60, so that would be $420. Let me tell you, I do not think the boost is going to be $420. Actually, unfortunately, even though that's funny, it's worse. Okay? It's bad news. You might see some clickbait about that, but no, it's worse. The senior White House officials have already confirmed that they're talking 70% of, quote, wage replacement, not 70% of 600. Now that means whatever you were making before, up to obviously unemployment limits, you might be able to make 70% of that on unemployment. The problem is, you already get paid money from the state as well. This might mean that the boost could be as low as $120 to $200 per week. That's really low. That's pathetic. And that makes me really worried about an eviction crisis. Remember, landlord here, how many real estate videos have I made over the last week saying they need to extend this boost big to prevent an eviction crisis? A lot. And if you haven't seen them, YouTube isn't showing you the real estate or stock videos. I try to post, just so you know, I try to post a stock or real estate video every single day. But YouTube didn't even send notifications out on my last stock video. Anyway, this is terrible. Stephen Moore, who works in the White House, mentioned that the boost will likely be around $200 per week. Now, we don't know yet. Is it going to be 120? Is it probably going to be the 200? That seems to be where things are leaning now. Is it going to be up to $300 or $400? Nobody knows. The only thing that we know with certainty right now is that 70% of wage replacement figure, which is also not very certain because it's not clear enough. So I guess the only thing we actually really know with certainty is that the Republicans are off the $600 hardcore. That's bad, because the Democrats are all for the $600 boost. They want to extend the boost to January 31st, and Nancy Pelosi has already said that that is not negotiable. We're going to run into a mess. Speaking of mess, the Republicans had a lunch today. Senator Ted Cruz, a Republican, was at the lunch. Obviously, it's a hell are we doing? Freaking out over all of the extra spending that's happening or potentially happening to help Americans get through this pandemic. Many Republicans are, quote, mortified by the growing size of the spending bill. The Washington Post reported that. And the debate is almost certain now to spill into August, as we can't even get Republicans on the same page, they said. Anyway, some allege that the White House should have had a plan going into the meeting, and now Republicans are kind of walking around the lunchroom without a plan. For example, Treasury Secretary Mnuchin said he had a goal of keeping the bill at $1 trillion. That's what he said yesterday. Like, literally yesterday, he said that. That plan is already dead. It's going to be more. Mnuchin today said, this is ridiculous. He said today, quote, I think we're going to spend what we need to spend, and we're going to make sure we don't spend more than that. Good one, dude. Straight up politician. The early set of information that we had, as late as, well, as early as yesterday, I guess, called for a $70 billion funding set for schools. Per Mitch McConnell, that has now been increased to $105 billion. The White House at first said, no more funding for the CDC. Let them make do with what they have. Center for Disease Control and Prevention. The White House is now open to properly funding the CDC. Some Republicans also refused to accept the payroll tax cut. It got so bad yesterday that Mnuchin said, we're going to have a payroll tax cut. But today, during the lunch, he refused to even bring up the payroll tax cut because the Republicans were so divided. I honestly think this is worse than a middle school cafeteria. Think about it. There's a cool kids table, there's a nerds table, there's a girls table, there's a, popular kids table, and there's food flying everywhere. Like, what you really need right now is an administrator to come in and try to organize everything and calm everybody down, otherwise they're banning recess. Yeah, right. That administrator came in and slipped him some spilled pink milk. Anyway, it just literally sounds like utter chaos. And of course, Chuck Schumer immediately came out to call the Republicans out on this and said that Republicans are, quote, totally incompetent. Which this is kind of funny because I think we all know that Republicans are the ones looking like a disaster right now, and Democrats are making fun of the Republicans. But come on, we all know the tables are going to be turned in 2 weeks, and it's going to go from lunch session Republican to the Democrat lunch session, and the Republicans are going to have a field day making fun of the Democrats. We all know this is where this is going. Like, this is almost just comedy to watch. Like, we don't got sports, so we're watching this disaster. Get this, in an effort to get people together, Larry Kudlow apparently got top people together at a table to try to hash things out. Larry Kudlow is like Mr. Grump and Mr. Payroll Tax Cut. That's why we actually named the coupon code after Larry. You should see the bundle coupon code we have in the course when you're inside. Anyway, jokes aside, Larry didn't get anything done at that table, not a surprise. And that was true, that did happen. And we learned that many Republicans, by the way, also seem in support of actually cutting the unemployment pay down to $200 per month. Furthermore, the Huffington Post reported that Megan Gadini of Portland said that she's been looking for a new marketing job, but the only thing that's been keeping her afloat has been the $600 per week boost. Well, it looks like she's going to have to start looking for a new marketing job, and since she's in Portland, I think she may as well reach out to the city. They can rebrand the city. Welcome to Portland, where everybody's a suspect. I'm not sure what's worse, that or Marco Rubio talking down the unemployment boost, saying, quote, I think most people would rather have a job that's going to be there for months, not a benefit that'll be there for 3 or 4 months, and then gone. Well, if we're going to play Would You Rather, I think most of us would rather have Jeff Bezos' money instead of buying an Amazon Choice brand coffee maker. And I think we'd rather go back to normal than have to worry about dying ourselves or have to worry about killing our parents. Anyway, Republicans further mentioned that they support yet another round of Paycheck Protection Program money. Obviously, we've heard about this. We've heard about this for a while. It's always businesses first, right? The people with businesses or assets get help first. Everybody else gets screwed. It's the MO around here. Anyway, they say that they're laser focused on getting back to work. They want people to get back to work. But I can't help but think this is a complete disaster. The only thing that seems to be safe around here are the stimulus checks. Some form of stimulus check seems to be safe amongst all sides, so that is good. We're not sure if it's going to be exactly that $1,200 amount, but another round of stimulus checks do seem safe, especially thanks to Mitch McConnell saying he supports another round of direct payments today as he opened up negotiations, which is very good because he was the last holdout. The only other good news around here is that you can get into a YouTube course to learn how to make videos just like this and profit from them by having ad revenue. YouTube shows ads at the beginning of you watching this video, and they support creators like me. You can take advantage of that same thing. It's kind of like passive income once you post the video. You can also get life insurance in the link down below in as little as 5 minutes, and you can get 2 free stocks with Weevil. Deposit $100, get 2 free stocks with the stock trading platform Weevil. Links down below. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next.
Thank you, everyone. Like, subscribe, and share. Bye-bye.